Fantasy football is a breeze.
Throw back a cold one with our crew. Tell you exactly what to do. Get ready to win all of your leads.
It's your serum football. Your serum football. It might even help you get laid.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Truth Serum Start Sit Edition Thursday night. It's me, Jordan Thomas, back again. This week I'm joined by this sexy son of a bitch over to my right, Travis Sumter. Say what's up, babe.
What's up, baby?
What's up, baby? How you doing, man? I feel like I ain't seen you in years. It's been like 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. How's it going?
Oh, it's going, man. It's going. Things are going well, man. Cowboys are crushing it, about to beat your Philadelphia Eagles this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, other than that, man, Longhorns whooped the shit out of Oklahoma last weekend. Like, my sports life has been way too good for my own good. Hold on. Wanted to knock on some wood there so I don't jinx myself. What about you, man? How is life in the Bears fan kingdom?
Oh, I'm just looking forward to this real exciting game tonight, I guess.
Oh yeah, real
Yeah,
exciting. Hey, you guys might win. Speaking of this exciting game tonight, I'm gonna bring in our first comment. We got my man Gabe Levy, who was a top 10 scorer last week in TSF 144. He says the Eagles about to wreck your sorry ass boys, JT, and you know that. The thing about it, my man Gabe, is I don't know that. And you told me the same thing about those sorry ass Commanders, and I don't think they got it done. And I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm not even sure if they could beat the lowly Bears this or tonight. How you feeling about tonight's game, Travis?
I think the Commanders are probably going to end up beating us. I don't really know. Carson Wentz's shoulder, I think, is a little bit bothering him too, so that could play into a factor. I don't know. It's going to be a sloppy game. The field's probably saturated in Chicago from yesterday's rain too, so Soldier Field's a pain in the ass to play on. I don't know. It's just going to be a terrible game to watch. It can't be any worse than last Thursday's game, though. There's nowhere to go but up from there.
I don't know, man. Justin Fields is playing tonight, so anytime he's involved, it could be a really bad game. But I think Washington pulls it out. I think, but every time I think the Bears are going to lose, they pull the rabbit out of their ass, so to speak. So maybe they'll get it done. So let's go ahead and move on to this next question. We got Facebook user. Let me know who you are. If you're in any of these groups, I can't see your name, unfortunately, due to privacy things. But we got, I'm guessing, Elijah Moore. It might be DJ Moore, but Moore, Bateman, or Pierce.
And that'd be Alex Pierce.
Yeah. Damien's on a bye.
I'm not really sure about Bateman's status as of yet. So I'm probably not playing him. I don't know if it's anybody but I don't know. Like I told you before we got on, I don't know if I like Elijah Moore's matchup if he's being locked up by Zaire on the Packers end. So I don't know. Maybe give me Alex Pierce here. Depends on what Moore it is though.
Yeah, so I think I'm leaning Bateman if he plays, but I'm not sure if he will. But if it's DJ Moore, I'm going DJ Moore. If it's not DJ Moore, I am probably also going Alec Pierce. And man, I gotta say, I'm taking a beating about Pierce. Like, I hate this guy or something. I'm not ready to plug him into my lineups every week. Are you?
Maybe not quite yet. But I was gonna say if it happens to be Rondell Moore, I'd be happy to plug him into my lineup over those two guys as well.
Praise hail, Rondale. Yeah, there's a lot of more. So, Facebook user, come back. Let us know which more it is, and we'll give you more of an answer. Up next, we got Big Bill Palmer, BP. Fields needs to make good throws. Washington secondary sucks.
Well, the whole team sucks in Washington. I mean, our defense is at least a tad bit better than Washington's. That's at least something we can hang our hats on. But Ron Rivera is playing for his job tonight. If they lose to Chicago tonight, this is Ron Rivera's last game coaching. He will be fired by tomorrow morning.
I don't know if he'll get fired by tomorrow morning, but I do think that seat is scorching if he does not pull out the W tonight. I don't know if Justin Fields could make good throws, man. He is just completely tanked all of my shares of Darnell Mooney, and I'm not happy with that guy. He has looked terrible, but you do make a point, man. Gabe Levy, I just want to say Washington sucks. They're awful. They're easily the worst team in the NFC Beast and one of the worst teams in the NFL right now. So love you, buddy, but your team blows. And I think that maybe if anybody, Fields can get it done against Washington. Our co-host, Mr. Coltez Martin, wants to know Curtis Samuel or B-Rod tonight. I'm guessing he means B-Rob, but Curtis Samuel or B-Rob?
I'm gonna go B-Rob tonight.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Well, one thing is Chicago has given up the second most yards in the NFL to running backs, and Robinson he outworked against the tough Tennessee defense when it comes against the run. He outran Gibson 9-3 in that game, and he got a lot of the short yardage carries. So if they get anywhere close to the end zone in this game, B. Robinson's going to be spelled there. So I'm going to go B. Rob tonight.
I am not, and it's nothing against Brian Robinson. I just think that Curtis Samuel remains somebody that I want plugged into my starting lineups. I think he's got a pretty safe floor, and I don't think we've seen anywhere near his ceiling. And, just going through some of the recent matchups, he had Philly, he had Dallas, he's played some better defenses, Tennessee, just like you mentioned. I think this is a very good chance or a good opportunity for Curtis Samuel to, pop off a 18, 20, 22 point type game. But I will also say, I think both of those guys are absolutely startable pieces for this game. Bill Palmer, he agrees with you. He says B-Rod. I know Bill Palmer's already done it. I know Coltez Martin has already done it. But if you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't done it, you can see it right there below on my screen. Bang that bell for us. Just give it one good smack, subscribe, show us a little love, show us that you're watching, you're paying attention. We got a goal end of the year to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we're fighting and clawing every single week. I feel like we're the Detroit Lions. We're like right there every single week. Let's get that over the hump. Bryce Lunning wants to know J-Rob, Olave, Lazard, Kirk, Flex, Alec Pierce.
Just one, huh? I think I probably go back to Christian Kirk in this game.
So I want to as well. It's funny because I have been a Christian Kirk hater for it seems like years now, and man, he was tearing it up to start the season. All I could think was Duval all day with Christian Kirk. But as soon as I bought in, man, he's just back-to-back bed shitting weeks. I would like to say, well, they play Indianapolis, but I mean, last week they played Houston. So for me, I'm going Olave. Give me Olave with a strong consideration for Christian Kirk.
Yeah, Olave did practice in a limited capacity today too. So I mean, it's something to kind of look out for if you wanted to go that route.
And, first time concussion for Olave, the turnaround time, particularly with wide receivers, is pretty quick on that. I mean, we saw what T. Higgins did earlier in the season under a similar situation. So I am not concerned about the injury to Olave or the concussion with Olave, unless if it happens again, then I'm going to start freaking out a little bit. But up next, we got Donald Not just all right, Rich. He's good, Rich. He wants to say traded Mixon, DeAndre Hopkins for Jamar Chase, Aaron Jones. Good deal?
That's a hell of a deal. That's a smash deal.
So I really like Joe Mixon, and I feel like he's a phenomenal buy low candidate right now. He should be scoring way more points than he is. He's got all of the volume and everything he wants, but I think me and Travis will be the first ones to tell you we want no part of D Hop. We are all out of the D Hop love. Much like Joe Mixon, I think Jamar Chase turns it around, and I think Aaron Jones is a much better piece than DeAndre Hopkins. So I agree. I think you nailed that deal. Good job. It looks like that original comment was from Bryce Lunning. So Bryce, he wanted to know more Bateman or Pierce. Bryce, hop in here. Let us know who Moore is so that we can so we can answer that question adequately. I don't really want to bring this comment up. This next one, it's kind of gross and nasty and dirty, and it's related to you. But Jacob Powell, Lista, you read this one. I ain't gonna say it. It ain't coming out of my mouth.
It's rivalry work, Jordan. Go Birds, fly Eagles, fly, baby. Fuck the Cowboys.
Love you, buddy. I'll read that part because Jacob Powell, Lista, I love you back, man. Slant-eyed Jake. You are my dog, and my only regret is I don't get to watch the Cowboys whoop that ass with you this week. But let's be real here. The Dallas Cowboys have owned the NFC East for quite some time. I think you believe that they have a better chance if Cooper Rush plays. I do not. But it's looking more and more like it will be a pooper flush week again. But I'm sticking with my boys, baby. They're talking all that smack about Micah Parsons. He's gonna lay one on them. Give me the Cowboys.
Who? Who? You want me to bring that back up? Alan Parsons, Jim Parsons, Parsons sandwich, Micah Parsons don't matter. Eagles by 10, baby.
Hat bet?
Oh yeah.
Hat bet by 10? Hat bet?
Oh yeah. I'll give you the 7 because that's what the line is. I think it's 6.
No, you said 10. You said 10. Don't be moonwalking now. Don't be Michael Jackson and walking it back now. Come on. Give me 10. Give me 10. I'll take that all day.
Give me 7.5.
We ain't talking about what's in my pants, baby. We talking about a 10-point spread. 10 points. Give me all of them. Up next, we got the Cats Pajamas. I think that's Micah Kurtz, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, Cats Pajamas. If you haven't, take those pajamas, twirl them around your head, and smack the hell out of that bell for me. But he wants to know Brian Robinson or Gibson non-PPR. I have a feeling we're going to agree on this one.
Yeah, he's done. He's in the gutter.
Yeah, I want no part of Gibson moving forward until Brian Robinson gets injured again or something. I'm out. Give me B-Rob.
Gibson's just a handcuff right now.
Yep, I agree. And that's it's sad. Coltez Martin, Danny Dimes or Justin Fields. Give me Danny 2 Nichols, baby. Give him to me.
Yeah, I like that call too. The Giants got the Ravens have been giving up a lot of yards through the air. And then also, too, the Giants have a lot of touchdown regression that needs to come through the air, too. So, Danny Dimes, 2 touchdown weekend, I can buy it.
Yeah, and Travis is a Bears fan, y'all, and he doesn't even believe in this quarterback. Go with Danny Dimes. Bill Palmer says, Robinson over Gibson. Robinson got named starter. Yeah, agree with you. It's definitely B-Rob. Chris Howard, what's up, baby? He wants to know, would you play Pittman and Alec Pierce? I know Matt Ryan is awful.
I don't think you could play both of them at the same time on the same team. That you're just asking for not any kind of upside for your team. I mean, it's Pittman for sure. I just don't think you could play them both. I mean, there's got to be something else better out there.
And I'll tell you right now, man, I got asked last week. I think it was Genus that asked me. He's like, Pittman or Alec Pierce? I was like, dude, it's fuck Pittman. It's got to be Pittman. And then Pierce outperformed me. He's like, oh, I thought it was Pittman. It's like, it's still fucking Pittman. It's Michael Pittman. He's the only show in town in that offense. Alec Pierce is a nice story. He's doing well. I think eventually, hopefully, the Colts figure this out. I don't think it's so much that Matt Ryan is awful. I think this offensive line is awful. But to me, that's a smash Pittman, and I'm looking for another player in lieu of Alec Pierce as well. Got another Facebook user, Jordan. I know we talked today, but I think I've talked myself into Montgomery over Pierce. Am I wrong? Chicago is going to run, and run some more.
I mean, that's all we do is run, right? So,
yeah, I'm smashing Montgomery over Pierce. I'm not excited to start. Like, to me, Pierce is the nice plug and play on the bye weeks, but I'm not sold on putting him in my lineups every week. I'm just not.
Yeah, it's more if you have to play somebody. If it's a deep starting league, then I'm probably going to play him.
Yeah, I agree. And now for the much more handsome, intelligent, and awesome roommate of the two, we're going to hear from Mr. Jeremy Wiggs Brandt. He says, fuck the Eagles, go Cowboys, win 'em boys, DC4L, fuck those birds. I love me some Wiggs, even if he is an Oklahoma fan. I love it. I still don't know why they call you Wiggs, though. We got Coltez Martin. He wants to know, need 3, MG3, Sanders, Zeke, or Tony, as a friend of mine has now started calling him Pollard, Tony Pollard.
Well, Miles Sanders, he's the lock. Give me Tony Pollard and you can't play both Cowboys, could you?
I mean, they can both get in the end zone. Let's be real here. The Eagles, I think the way you can beat the Eagles is running the ball. I do.
I just don't know how much I really, truly believe what Melvin Gordon truly has still left in the tank. I think I would honestly play both Cowboys.
So I will not. And this week, I'm going Sanders in the lock. I agree, which is so gross because I would have never said that, 5 or 6 weeks ago. But Miles Sanders, and then I'm actually going to be on TSS Fantasy tomorrow night live, so come check me out there. But we have to pick a homer pick of the week. Oh, and I am picking Tony Pollard for that. I think he's going to break along when it gets to the Eagles. And then I'm fading Zeke, and I am starting Melvin Gordon III. But great question, Colt. Facebook users, the Eagles struggled against who? Duval! I want to see how Hurts plays against the Cowboys defense, who has been really tough so far this year. Really tough. Really tough. And I agree, man. I don't think the Eagles have played anybody with the semblance of a defense so far. And so I think these Cowboys, I think they have a shot, man. I think they definitely have a puncher's chance.
I mean, I think it's gonna be one of the best games that we've had so far this year. Like, the 2 games that I'm most excited about this weekend is that game on Sunday night, and then the Bills and Chiefs during the day. Like, those are the 2 games that I'm most up for and excited about.
I am most excited about this game as I am every season until it gets in a negative game script and Dallas is losing, and then I'll be pissed off for the whole rest of the week. So Dallas, you better not fuck this up this week. You better bring home that W. I ain't trying to listen to Jacob Paulista all week. Just give me shit. Up next, we got Micah Kurtz. He wants to know non-PPR flex, Romeo Dubs or Alec Pierce or Mooney.
I think maybe I'm gonna go Darnell Mooney tonight.
I am not. Give me Romeo Dubs in the rebound game. I know he was all the hype last week, and disappointed like the entire Green Bay Packers team did. But I'm gonna go Romeo Dubs. I would say Dubs, Mooney, and then Pierce. I would consider Mooney. I think he has a chance to get in the end zone tonight. So I'm going to switch gears here for a minute. We are going to bring you our TSF 144 top 10 for the week. And we have weekly top 5 performers. Big Blake Tattoo Having Ass Hensley at 214.72. Woo! Wee! killed it this week. We got Joey Fickle, the founder himself, at $1.94. Elijah, the beat expert Lippert, at 188.92. We got Eric Murphy, 184.82. Corey Deaton, 181.32. That Corey Deaton, that boy is eating. Caleb Riveron, 180. Janice Zapinski's got 169. Kevin Murray, 167. Zach Xander, double Z, Roster Rescue himself at 166. Ryan Wepking at 165.64. And damn it, I didn't make the list, but I got to be like 11th or 12th here. I was right there this week. I thought it was the week I finally got on the damn list in my own show. Okay. Lost my place. Go ahead.
I don't want to comment about my 144 team. I'm just not going to comment.
I'm doing all right, man. I still think I'm very much in the thick of it. It's just, man, the thing about the 144 tournament, man, is once you're down, it is hard to climb your way back up. There's just there's nothing on those waiver wires.
You know what happened to me? Did you hear what happened to me this week?
No, you tell me all about it.
I played against Mr. Zach Kurtz this week.
Yeah.
He had no quarterbacks to start. Guess who he put in as a super flex? Taysom fucking Hill. Taysom fucking Hill beat me by 3 points.
Oh, that is brutal. I will tell you, I didn't have any Taysom Hill against me. I did have another league that I'm playing in that I was up by like 70 points. Like I had it in the fucking bag. And then Monday night happened, and he had Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, who combined for 8 touchdowns between the two of them, and just absolutely I ended up losing that game by like 30 freaking points, and I was so far ahead. On ESPN, it has the percentages. I was 99, like literally all day until Monday. So Bryce Lunning, man, Bryce, thanks for all of the questions, man. Brady or Herbert, Miles Sanders or Najee Harris? I'm guessing this is 2 separate questions.
Brady has a hell of a matchup against the who do they play again? In the wrong week. They have the Steelers this week, so he's got a hell of a matchup. Then you got so for me, looking at the matchups, Herbert's got the Broncos, so it's Brady for sure in the smash, and then Miles Sanders over Najee Harris.
I agree, man. I cannot start Najee Harris for anything now. It's definitely Brady for me. It's definitely Miles Sanders. I got one for you. So I've got some bye week blues this week, and looks like I'm gonna have to trot out old Rachaad White. How would you feel in a game script where probably is going to be a blowout? I would think Rachaad would get some work in the second half, right? I feel okay about it.
Yeah, I feel like probably by mid-third quarter, most of those starters are going to be benched, and he's going to be out there getting some run. And he is pretty good. It's kind of almost like when you're watching a Minnesota game and you have Alexander Mattison and Dalvin Cook. You can't tell who's who. I mean, he runs hard and fast, and he it's not really much of a difference between him and Leonard Fournette out there.
Yep, I agree. Daniel Beebe was the Facebook user. He says it's his touchdown league. He's going with Monty. So he wanted to know Monty or Alec Pierce. This is a very interesting league. I think all of our listeners probably know it well by now, but they score 6 points for 100 yards, 6 points for a touchdown, not another point. No PPR, no 8 points for 80 yards. It's 6 and 6, period. So in that league, it's got to be Monty. It absolutely has to, I think. Yeah? No? Maybe? Yep. God, why does this kid keep commenting? I'm sick of it. Sanders is a lock. He's about to run for miles on Sunday night. I mean, if you're counting those negative yards that he's going to get from getting stuffed all freaking night, sure, he might run for a mile, but
You have to love the wordplay there.
Oh, I love the wordplay. There ain't look.
Fly, Eagles, fly. You know what my brother said the other day? He goes, hey, you know what? He's like, you believe in the Eagles more than I have since the summer, and he's like, I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah, no, you are the resident Eagle fan for sure. And here's what I'll say, man. I'm glad Jacob Paulista is an Eagles fan because if he were a Cowboy fan, he would literally be the perfect human being. So we all have to have our flaws. That's Jacob Paulista's my favorite entrepreneur, if you know what I mean. We got Chris Howard. He wants to know Conklin, Fryermuth, or Dawson Knox.
I don't think Knox is probably still gonna play. I'm probably not gonna play him against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay. That is a okay matchup for tight end. Fryermuth, or that's who we just talked about. Or Knox against Kansas City. Never mind. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna play. Fryermuth against Tampa Bay. That's okay game. Conklin. That one's kind of tough. I think I'll probably go Fryermuth in that.
So I don't think Knox will play. I want no part of the Steelers offense. Give me Conklin. I don't really love any of these options, Chris. But I get it. Like if you didn't draft Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews, you're struggling at the tight end position right now. I think you roll out Conklin. I think Fryermuth would be my backup there. I'm imagining these guys are on waivers. So, so I'm going Conklin there. Chris Howard wants to know.
Yeah, and then too, coming back to that, I just looking it up here, but Pratt Fryermuth is limited again today. I don't know if he's even trending in the right direction to play, so you might have no other choice to go Conklin in that scenario.
Now, was he limited because of injury, or was he just limited because this team sucks so bad? That's what I want. That's the real question.
I think the whole team is limited. The Pittsburgh Bears.
The Pittsburgh Bears, the Chicago Steelers, Monday Night Football. Woo! We got Chris Howard again. He says, do you guys sell any dry fit shirts? My old TSF shirt is falling apart. Well, Chris Howard, thanks for being an OG. So let me give you guys an update on this. I actually would love to talk about it. So, we switched over. We did have a guy that was designing all of our shirts. There's a lot of overhead with that. So we switched platforms so that we can get some like drop shipping and stuff going on. So for right now, all of the merch, all that stuff is kind of on hiatus. Travis and I are kind of busting our asses behind the scene. We're looking to do some website stuff. We're looking to get that rolling back up. Chris Howard, get in my DMs. As soon as I have that back up and running, you get the TSF shirt on me, my man. Appreciate the support throughout the years. And guys, I know it's easy for me to see because I see all of the stuff going on behind the scenes. But, man, I think 2023 is going to be the best year for True Serum football yet. We're doing a lot of really cool stuff that you guys just haven't got to see yet. So hang in there with us, man. Hang in there. The shirts will come back. Richard Mikhailov wants to know, what is up, guys? What's up, baby? Where you been? Because, Richard Mikhailov pops a cherry every week, and maybe he just wanted to take on some sloppy 30 seconds today.
I think he was getting a kick out of the chat today in the console chat.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Richard Mikhailov has officially been promoted. He is now on the Truth Serum Football Council. It's the best of the best and only the best. And love what he is bringing to the group. That's probably my favorite chat bubble right now. I freaking love the council chat. You know who's not in that council chat? Jacob Paulista, that stupid Eagles fan.
They only hear the whispers. They only hear the rumors. They don't know the secrets that actually happen.
Yeah, that's right. Man, we got into a heated debate today. Before I get back to Richard, let's talk about it. So we got some time here. So we got to do a pretty heated debate today about DeAndre Hopkins versus Chris Olave. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, who was the third player in that? Was it
Devonta Smith?
Devonta Smith. So I think all of us had Devonta in the middle, right? He was second. But, man, Colt Martin was bringing that heat about D-Hop. And, Me and Travis, we don't really agree all that much, and we want no part of D Hop, man. Tell me why you like Olave more than DeAndre Hopkins, since Colt isn't here to defend himself.
He's got the opportunity, the air yards. He's been producing. Um, if you look back, I even shared that with in the group today. In the D Hop, his points per game, he was 20th, ranked 20th last year, even in his healthy games. I'm taking out his games that he was, that he played, that he didn't play in. He was 20th. Chris Olave is right now the number 14 wide receiver on the year.
And has missed a game.
And then we're talking about more target competition in Arizona as well. While bringing in Hollywood Brown, we got a full year with Zach Ertz under there. Benjamin's more involved in the passing game now. There's just not enough room to support DeAndre Hopkins being a number one wide receiver anymore. And I truly believe that Hollywood Brown has taken that role, and that is his role. Hopkins is obviously going to have his weeks. He's going to be,
of course.
He's going to be, that late wide receiver 2 finish. That's where he's going to be from here on to the end of the year. But I just think Olave gives you that ceiling that you would want for your team.
So why are you not worried about Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry?
Because they both play in the slot, and they're the slant boys, and that's not an area of the field that Chris Olave even operates in. And this is just
if he did, he would do it better.
Yeah, and like having Jameis Winston, when Jameis Winston is playing, Jameis Winston is always looking for that YOLO ball, and that's always going to Chris Olave's way. It's just like when he had Chris Godwin and down south, or he had Mike Thomas when they went deep, or not Mike Thomas, when they had Mike Evans, when they went deep. It was fucking YOLO Winston all day, 30 picks, 30 interceptions. They're gonna get the fucking ball deep, and Chris Olave is the only one that's getting that ball.
And I will say this, man, especially earlier in the season, I forget who they were playing, but it was the game he had the massive amount of air yards, and Winston was this close to hitting him like on 3 or 4 bombs.
That was the second most, and since like Next Gen Stats has been around, it was the second most air yards ever.
I think Olave is special. I absolutely agree. So back to Richard Mikhailov. He wants to know, need 2, AJ Dillon, Zay Jones, Boone, or A-Rob?
How competitive do we think the Jets are going to be against the Packers? That would be my main question.
My main question is, how competitive are the Packers going to be against the red hot Jets, son? Let's not act like the Packers are heavy favorites. They lost that benefit of the doubt when they choked last week against the New York Giants. So I'm not writing these Jets off at all. They're young, they're hungry, and they're fucking good. They're good. They're getting better. I love some Jets. Love them.
Like, I know we've been kind of like on this, I don't know. I guess we've kind of been on this AJ Dillon kind of train for the majority of the season here. But I think it's time to kind of get off of that. I think it's time to kind of move on from that. And Zay Jones, even though he didn't do much with what he got last week, he still had, almost double-digit targets last week. And I think Mike Boone's the better running back in Denver. A-Rob, I don't know. Go get what you can from him. I don't know. He's pretty much almost droppable at this point.
I'm seeing him on so many waiver wires, and it makes me feel so good because I was so right about A-Rob. He was who I thought he was, which is a washed-up scrub. Get A-Rob off of this list. He ain't even worthy.
If you've seen what happened to the Chargers a couple weeks ago against Jacksonville, I think this is a game where that the Broncos could kind of replicate that a little bit on the ground, and I think Mike Boone might be a big component of that. He kind of has that breakaway speed that you kind of look for. So I am really on to the Mike Boone and Zay Jones in that scenario there.
So here's what I'll say. I think Zay Jones, me and you would agree, he's the top of the pile here, right? That's the one you got to start out of these guys. You're picking Boone. God, I don't want to do this, Richard. I don't, because I'm so fucking sick of A.J. Dillon. I'm sick of all you people in my DMs telling me how much he sucks, because I know. I literally woke up on Sunday morning to like 11 messages telling me, this is your guy. A.J. Dillon is your guy. Damn right he's my guy. I still believe in him. Quadzilla, the Quad Father's son. I am starting to fade him too, and don't love him as much as I did even a week ago. He's been killing me. No fucking way am I starting Boone over AJ Dillon. Can't do it, won't do it, will not do it. Period. Give me AJ Dillon.
You won't. But my big sack over here, I will.
I won't. Hey, I will hat bet you right now, AJ Dillon over Boone this week.
Wow, what has AJ Dillon done?
What has Boone done?
That's why I asked, because if the Packers come out and get ahead early, right, then you're gonna be, then they're gonna kind of maybe do, lean more on Dillon and kind of just run with the lead. But as you're saying though, the Jets, if they're gonna be real competitive, I don't think we see much Dillon on the field, because that's what happened this last Sunday against the Giants. You didn't see much of Dillon because they were in a competitive game, and I just think the Packers are going to be playing with them, and I just don't think that spells much for Dillon.
For me, AJ Dillon this season, it hasn't been about opportunities. It hasn't been about shares of targets or anything like that. AJ Dillon has just sucked. Let's call a spade a spade. He's had all the opportunity he's needed. He sucks. He has sucked all season. AJ Dillon, pull your head out of your ass. Give somebody a W this week and make me look like a genius, because I'm sick of it. Up next, we got Dawson Knox or Bellinger this week. I don't think Knox is playing, is he? Do you know what's the status on him?
I'm not for sure. I can look it up quick, but I don't know. I kind of almost want to go Bellinger anyway.
Yeah, I'm smashing Bellinger here. He's a startable asset, man. He might be the best.
Besides, Archer Mikhailov, I told you about it right before the game on Sunday. I said, I kind of like Bellinger, and he kind of got a little bit. I got in his DMs about Bellinger a little bit, so we kind of had that little conversation. I was like, someone that I've been picking up everywhere. Yeah, so it's his foot and hamstring, and he's been limited at practice as of today yet. So I don't know if he actually goes.
Knox is like the 11th option in the Buffalo offense. Bellinger's the only fucking show in town in New York. He's their best pass catcher right now, which is insane. So
yeah, it's kind of like a few years ago when they just had Evan Ingram.
Yeah, man, I love me some Evan Ingram a couple years back. I did. Jeremy Wiggs Brandt says, I'll tell you why they call me Wiggles for a TSF shirt. You damn right. I'll put you on the list too. It's happening. The merch is coming back, guys. Revamped website's coming. Rankings are coming. I don't want to give away all the goodies, but man, we are doing so much. I can honestly say, I think we've been around 3 years. And I think you and I have been pretty active 2 to 2.5 of it. I know I've never put in the work that I put in over the last 60 to 90 days, and I'm not fucking slowing down. So it's coming. It is coming. Just like this Dallas Cowboys victory over those dumbass Eagles this week. We them boys. Who's playing tonight? It's the Bears and the team that used to be called the Redskins. And if you lack sleep this week, be a great prescription for it. I'm just saying. Chris Howard, how do you guys feel about Jaylen Warren?
I mean, he's probably a, I don't know, okay handcuff to have right now.
I don't think so. And it's simply because I just, the Steelers are terrible. Like there's not going to be a game script where this guy's like going to get fed. I mean, he got a lot of work last week when they were down by 30 and didn't do much with it. I don't know. I want no part of any of the Steelers.
This weekend's game and the next 3 games after are a hellacious for Najee Harris, and I mean just for the Pittsburgh Steelers in general. I mean, like, if something were to happen to Najee Harris though, sometime after those weeks, then Jaylen Warren would be somebody that you could roster as a handcuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you really want a 6 point per game running back, go out and get Jalen Warren for when Najee does get injured. I don't know, man. I want no part of the Steelers as a whole. It's not about Warren. It's not about Najee. It's about this offensive line. It's about that rookie quarterback. It's about, look, the Pittsburgh Steelers have been one of the best teams in football like my entire freaking life. Like, they're never bad. I think it's long overdue for them to have a little bit of a rebuild season, and I just think that's what we're going through right now. I still mess with the pass catchers, though. Give me some Deontay, and definitely give me some Pickens, man. I'm loving some George Pickens.
Yeah, I think George Pickens is absolutely special. So
Colt Martin says, AJD workload is still there. Have faith.
I'm holding on by a thread.
I don't even know if I'm holding on by that much. Like, I've had faith. I've had so much faith. That faith has given me dick except for fantasy losses, bad DMs, and embarrassment, Colt Martin. What the hell is wrong with your guy? Get his shit together. Come on. We got Richard Mikhailov. This might close the show. It might not. Get them questions in before we wrap. We got another 5 or 10 here if you keep them coming. Richard Mikhailov out of Rachaad White, Boone, DJ Dallas, and Tevin Coleman. Who do you think has the best chance to be fantasy relevant soon?
I mean, that's kind of a loaded question because Rachaad White, that's kind of if Leonard Fournette, something happens to Fournette. I think Mike Boone maybe has the most immediate impact. DJ Dallas, he has a pass catching role in Seattle. And Tevin Coleman, Davis Price just came back to practice, so Tevin Coleman might fade more into the background or at least kind of split work with him. Then you'll have Elijah Mitchell coming on. So Tevin Coleman will be, by the time Elijah Mitchell comes back, Tevin Coleman will be back off the roster. He'll be back out in the street. So I want Mike Boone for now.
So you stole a lot of my thunder there. I'll say this, man. There was a day and a time back in the day when Tevin Coleman was in that Atlanta backfield. And I had that guy every year. I loved me some Tevin Coleman earlier in his career, but exactly what you said. I'm not so worried about Davis Price. Elijah Mitchell's about to come take that backfield back over, and I agree. I think Tevin Coleman will be looking for a job at that point. DJ Dallas, he's had opportunities to shine. I think that the Seattle Seahawks are going to come back down to earth and soon. I don't
know about that. I might push back a little bit on that. I don't know. Geno Smith, even against good defenses, has been pretty good, and it's not even like lucky things that have been going on. It's stuff that's tangible. I mean, he's a top 10 quarterback, and he's been playing like one the whole way so far.
Geno Smith is not a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. He will regress to the mean. He will.
As of today, Geno Smith is.
Geno Smith's highest finish for a season was his rookie year at quarterback 20, right? Geno Smith had all the hype coming out of West Virginia. Like, I thought the kid was going to be real good. He was a second-round pick. He waited all day one and stuck his ass out and stayed there for day two to come up and get his jersey on the draft day. I know all about Geno Smith. I am telling you, what he is doing is not sustainable. It is going to come crashing back down to earth. Can he be a solid starter? Sure.
Did you see that? Did you see that stat that he could throw 36 balls into the ground and then he would still have a higher QB rating than Russell Wilson?
And you know what? If any quarterback's going to throw 36 consecutive passes right into the dirt, it's going to be Geno Smith. I'm not fucking bought in. I'm not doing it.
Funny way to say Dak Prescott.
Dak can't even get on the field. He's got pooper flush. And listen. My team has 2 quarterbacks. Your team doesn't even have 1. So I don't even want to hear it, Justin Fields. Okay. The answer to this question, Mikhailov, is Rachaad White. Guy's going to continue to be a weapon in this offense. I think as the season develops, he's just going to gain more and more trust from Brady. He's the guy that, look, there's going to be a lot of game scripts where Tampa Bay comes in, whoops ass, and then, gives Rachaad White the rest of the game. I'm expecting it to happen this week. Here's my big thing. If Melvin Gordon went down, would Boone be a top 10 running back? Because I don't think he would be.
I think if Melvin Gordon fumbles, Melvin Gordon will be on the street, and Mike Boone will be the RB1 in that offense.
I don't think they're putting him on the street. I think they pay too much money for him. I could be wrong,
No.
but here's what I'm saying. Let's say Melvin Gordon does end out on the street. Is Boone a top 10 running back the rest of the way?
No, absolutely not. Nobody in Denver is a top 10 option.
Stick with me. If Kenneth Walker goes down this weekend, is DJ Dallas a top 10 running back?
No.
If San Francisco lost their top 18 running backs, would Tevin Coleman be a top 10 running back?
Don't put it past San Francisco.
Yeah, fair. To me, if something happens to Lenny, Rachaad White to the fucking moon. This guy's going to be a viable player for years to come. He's got all the talent in the world. As far as metrics and everything go, it was him and Breece Hall, man, in the offseason. Like, he's going to continue to get opportunities. And
I mean, he was my RB3 coming in to the year on Dynasty. When we did, like, before the draft and I did Dynasty rankings, he was my RB3 coming in. I really like the kid. Like, he can catch the ball and stuff. He can do it all. He's an all-around back. But I just think with the way that the question is with fantasy relevance soon, I just think Mike Boone has the most to give right now. Rachaad White has the most to give in case of injury. I mean, the other two are not even in really consideration for me as of this point.
And I would agree with that 100%. I think it comes down to Boone and White. Give me the young guy. Give me the guy in the really good offense and not in the offense that if Russell Wilson connects on 36 consecutive passes, he still trails Geno Smith for the year. Blah! Anyway, Colt Martin, we already went over that. This damn Jacob Paulista again. What you're saying about Geno is exactly what's going to happen to Cooper Kush on Sunday night. So I don't know what Cooper Kush is. I'm guessing that's a strand you've been smoking lately because you must be high if you think these Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys. DC4L, baby. Pooper flush to the moon. And here's the thing, Jacob. Here's what I want you to know. Your brother, your flesh and blood, is the Cooper Rush truther. I'm team big donkey Dak all day, baby. Give me Dak. Dak owns the East. Dak owns the Eagles. Dak is going to deliver a division championship this year. And we're going to beat those stinking ass Eagles this weekend. They're just waiting to get punched in the mouth, and we're going to be the ones to do it. A reality check. You're right. That's what I just gave you. I hope you cash it soon. All right, we're going to end on that note. We got some football to watch in about 4 minutes, if you want to call it that. Anyway, if you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, hop into our Facebook groups, which you probably already are if you're here. Send us some love, man. All that support, it doesn't go unnoticed. We appreciate it greatly. A lot of exciting stuff around the corner, so just stay tuned. It's going to get better. Travis, anything else before we wrap?
I guess go Bears.
That was the most unenthused. Go Bears. How are you feeling about the Bears' chances this year?
Hey, wait.
Awful.
You're telling me we got a chance to be 500 at the 6-game mark. I never would have thought it.
The Bears might be the single worst 3-win team of all time after tonight.
Can I just say this? Being I mean, if we're 3-3, that's more surprising to me than the Eagles being 5-0. So
I'm just gonna say this: if the Bears end up 3-3, they might be a legitimate threat for that division because Green Bay is sucking. Detroit can't buy a win. And look, all you got to do is get Minnesota on a Monday night game, and they're going to fold like a piece of paper. We're being honest. So, sorry, Colleen, it's the truth. Kirk Cousins just can't do it when the lights are shining. So, anyway, okay. Well, that's it for this week. Catch me tomorrow on TSS Fantasy. Anybody needs that link, get in my DMs. My main man Travis will share them. We'll be back this Sunday for Start Sit. Looking to get another show, Super Flex, Saturday night. Me and Parker just have not been able to get on the same page schedule-wise. I'm the asshole here, not him. Y'all be nice to my boo. Anyway, as always,
stay true. That's for Jacob. You know what that is? You want to see what that is? That's just Ryu.
Yeah, hurts so good. It's gonna hurt so good when Micah puts that boy on his ass all day Sunday, bringing the truth as always. Stay true.
Stay true.